Hi, I'm Alex, and welcome to Just the Tip. I thought that this week, with no filming, that I'd do something a little different, do a screen recording of me just assessing a couple of races from the weekend. I thought there might be something that you guys were interested in, and I'm more than happy to do a few videos like this. I can do videos for upcoming races if you like, but usually I do a review for myself anyway. So let's get into it. I'm on racing.com, of course, looking at all my replays for Victoria on here. And I'll start off with Lady Selkirk, who raced really nicely for us. Finished off third in the end, but did really nicely. Bounced back from this effort here at Moonee Valley. And I thought just presented really nice in the yard and even looked the winner at 1 point down the straight. You'll see at the start here that she gets quite a nice jump, which pretty much all the horses do in this race. You can see here there's basically a good line out. This horse here is restrained straight away. That was the one that missed the jump a little bit and looked always like it was going to go back. Um, you see here the horse isn't really asked to do much. It just kind of just flops into a really nice position here, 3-4 back off the fence, which is not a bad spot to be. See this horse here is over racing quite a bit, and these two take up the tempo. I thought Darcy's Law had quite a good chance in this race, but went out a little hard. So you can see here that they got breaking 11 seconds even in this 1400 meter race. As they come around the bend here, you can see that Lady Selkirk is kind of struggling for a little bit of position here. I really thought that this horse here, if it led Lady Selkirk into the race a little bit better, then probably gave her a better chance. But you can see here, she's just trying to get off heels, and it's a little bit, the horse shifts out there, a little bit ugly. But when it gets into a bit of clear running room, really picks up nicely, and you can still see the horse has a lot of improvement. Still 300 to go here with a really good chance. Cuts off this horse's run, but that's nothing to really worry about. La Speciale's had a little sneaky run up on the inside, and obviously Hijack Hussey here warms really late. Horse with not very much sprint, but you can tell with the fast sectionals that it was always going to be horse coming from the back, and Lady Selkirk finishes off nicely for third there. I'll just go back up the straight a little bit. So here you got La Speciale, who gets in a lot of trouble. I even go a little bit further back, I think. Watch La Speciale's run this time through. This is the horse that caught my eye the most out of the race. You can see here that right now it's buried 3 on the fence. Not asked for too much. Gets a little bit of a run here. Still is a little bit stuck, especially behind the 2 horses that were tiring from leading. Once it gets through here, pins its ears and really hits the line nicely. I even thought at this point that it was probably going to be the winner. Once Lady Selkirk had that little burst of speed and couldn't quite get there, I thought it was going to win. And Hijack Hussey obviously arrives on the scene late. I thought that it should have really got the win there. That Hijack Hussey, I guess, had the really nice turn of foot, but I just thought that La Speciale had all the dream run at the end, and you can see here that it runs through the line well, keeps running 200 meters past the post, which is a really good sign. Both these 2 horses, I'd be very keen to back next start. I thought both of them were really good runs. Obviously, this was second up after a year off, and this horse was second up also after a spell. So La Speciale I can only see upside for, and Lady Selkirk the same. Both 1600 meter probably starts next up will be perfect for both. I'll just quickly look at the payroll race. A little bit disappointing. I was very keen on it after its first start of this preparation, where it won by 7 lengths, carrying a big weight, even in a Class 1, so it should have pissed in, but it did, and looked quite nice. Obviously, here last start, pretty much declared it, and it was a bit disappointing. I thought 1600 meter was definitely its go, and put up with the thumps and hit the line strong, so I was willing to back again. Went up to 2000 meters. I didn't think it was too much of a problem, but maybe ended up being a little bit of the difference. And also just didn't get the perfect run. You'll see here at the start, it's just in the white cap or the checkered cap here, just gets squeezed up or buckles a bit. You see just there, and ends up out the back, which is obviously not where the horse wanted to be. I haven't seen the steward's footage. I'd really like to see what happens there, because it really just doesn't get a good start. These are the three horses that I thought were to follow out of the race. Get the Picture, Gaelic Chieftain, and Payroll. Payroll, I won't back any more of this preparation, but I definitely think it's one of those horses you can definitely put in the black book. At this point in the race, I really hoped the tempo would be quick. When I saw a lot of horses on speed, I thought that was a good chance it could be, and they obviously do go quite quick. Costa Line was an interesting horse. I really thought that once it got to this position here and a really good sit, that if they went slow, that it was going to be the horse to beat. It just had a nice run in this section here. Obviously, they start to slow down at this point. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 12.5. They start to really slow down. I'll just go towards the bend a bit. At this point here, basically, once they've done 3 consecutive sectionals that slow, you're basically counting these 4 or 5 horses at the front are going to be the ones that are going to be mostly in the finish. Very rare for a horse to peel off the back here and win, especially at this grade. So obviously here, these are the first 2 horses around the bend. They end up taking first and third, and Gaelic Chieftain finishes second. Payroll here, you can just see is trying its best, but I don't know if the distance was too far. It just really doesn't warm up as much as you'd like, but the race tempo wasn't suiting, so you can forgive it for that. Gaelic Chieftain, which is a $2 pop, has a beautiful action. That is a gorgeous action for a horse, and really hits the line strong and almost nabs a win. And if it did, that would have been ridiculous to come off pace like that, and to win would have been just crazy. We'll go back to Bend again. The other horse that I said I wanted to talk about was number 16. I think it's called Get the Picture. Where is he? Just here, I think. So if you watch its run here, starts to pull it to the outside. Doesn't have too much of a run here. Is slowed up. Jockey is kind of just sitting there waiting to go. Then pulls out. Still not really getting the right run. It really warms up late. The last 200 meters, you'll see it gets behind Gaelic Chieftain here. Still hasn't quite got a clear run. And then as soon as it peels out on the outside here, and then about here it picks up its action, just here. Now once it gets into its full action, you can see that it goes past all the slower horses on the inside, hits the line strong. It'll be interesting to see sectional times for that, because it looked quite nice to the eye anyway. I'd say it'd be in the top 3 or 4 sectionals for that last 200, even with being held up a little bit. Payroll, you can see here, is not very interested in racing here. Gaelic Chieftain, great action, pinned is back, hits the line strong. So definite back next time for Gaelic Chieftain. $2 is not something I'm really keen on. As good as the horse is, it's, this type of thing happens where the race is not suited and it ends up losing, and you're backing a horse at $2 to do the job, but when the race tempo is not to suit, and you miss the jump a little bit, it makes it hard. And then here, Get the Picture finished off really nicely, as I said. Gorgeous action as well, and I'm willing to back that, especially when you're getting 5 times the SP price of Gaelic Chieftain. I just wanted to check out the sectionals really quickly. Gaelic Chieftain does it in 12:41, which is relatively quick. Yeah, Get the Picture does 12:44, so very similar split, and you can see that both of those horses are definite backs probably for next time, especially Get the Picture in a similar greater race, slightly better gate, good jockey. You can really make an argument for it, especially when you're going to get $10-15. So definite for Get the Picture, and of course Gaelic Chieftain as well, as long as you're getting a bit more than 2 on. And that's it. I was going to do the Boom Time race, but I'm just thinking that might as well just leave it at that for this point. And if you really enjoy the video, let me know, and I can happily make some more. Cheers.